Hey, welcome. Okay. First, let me say hi to everyone. What's up? Hope everybody had a wonderful day. Is having a wonderful day. What's up, members, Patreon, subs, everyone in between? So, last night, I spent the night in the emergency room. Why? Because my son now broke his other hand. Hey, Jen, I was going to call you later. So we had to go back to the ER, and Dayton broke his left hand now, playing football. Can I just tell you guys, having one child here is 10 times harder than when I had all three. He is so demanding of my time and so demanding of everything, it's crazy. So yeah, that's where we were last night. I was going to go live and I couldn't. We got there at like 9:30 and we were there until about 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it's been a little rough. So yeah, we have to go to the orthopedic again and decide if he's going to do a cast or a splint. But they think he's going to do a splint. The hospital said they believe he's probably going to do a splint rather than a cast because it's kind of like, it's like a weird fracture. It's like his finger, but his whole hand blew up. And it happened at like 7 in the morning. So by like 9 o'clock last night after he got home, his hand was all puffy, like really puffy. I was like, all right, Dayton, I have a feeling you broke a hand. So it just never ends. It never ends. Oh no, it's not clumsy. I don't know. I have weird feelings on it, but it's not a bad break. It's just like a slight fracture. So it happened during football practice. I keep telling him if he breaks anything else, he's done with football. But for someone who's 6'5" and like 300 pounds, you would think that he'd be a lot more solid. He's not. I don't know. It's weird. But either way, that's where I was last night. So I apologize I couldn't keep abreast of anything. All I wanted to do, I bought this blueberry watermelon margarita. All I wanted to do was drink it last night, but I had to wait to get him from football practice. Yeah, it didn't work. Nope. So that was that. Hey, East Coast. Let me tell the other thing that's been going on, just because, you know, like I had made promises to you guys and I thought my life was going to get a lot easier, but it's actually gotten harder. But getting a new desk and having to rearrange my room, I don't know anyone here if they have ADHD or not, but my ADHD brings me from one thought to another and one thing to another. So, okay, I got a new desk. So let's redo the whole room. As a matter of fact, let's go through every single pocketbook that I've ever had and see what I'm throwing out and what I need. That transpired into, well, let's redo my closet. That transferred to, let's redo my shelving. That transferred to, let's build a canopy bed. That transferred to, let's repaint the bathroom to match the bedroom. This is what I've gone through for like a week, but it didn't stop here. Then it went to, oh, let's redo all the furniture. Let's use epoxy on all the counters, not counters, dressers. Oh, wait, if I'm going to do this, then I got to redo my headboard. So let's redo my headboard, which I haven't done yet. Then it goes to, well, if I'm going to do this, now I have all this leftover epoxy, let me do the coffee table. So this is what I've gone through for the last week and a half. Now, in between all of this, you know, it's Dayton, buy this, buy that, give me this, give me that. Mom, I need this. Mom, I need that. It's been nonstop running around. Stuff that my kids used to do. Like, Sage, go pick up Dayton from football. Phoenix, can you run Dayton to the store so we can get this? All these little things are now on me. So I'm like, motherfucker, damn. So what I thought was going to be a lot easier has turned into be a lot more stressful and harder. especially with now 2 broken bones. So, yeah. So I apologize if I'm not doing exactly what I said. But the other thing is, in rearranging my room, well, I no longer have the green screen behind me. Now I have a lot of room behind me. So once I do go back on camera, once everything is, you know, on point, I'll have a lot more room behind me, which I didn't have previously. So what's behind me, you guys see like half my room. So before I go back on camera, I want to make sure it's all done. And yeah, it has been a fucking headache. So, and it never seems to end. I just feel like I'm moving around stuff. I've gotten rid of at least 20 bags, garbage bags full of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And it just keeps going. Candle orders, except for the newest ones. Candle orders, your candles are ready. They're going to be mailed out tomorrow. I made a pact to myself. I was not leaving my house today. I was getting everything done. So, my apologies. But yeah, candle orders going out tomorrow. Hey, Lindsay. Experiences today. I moved my desk to the house, set up my crafting shit, try my own space. I ended up cleaning. I'm telling you, it's never ending. My room seems to be never ending because it went into, let's do the drawers, let's do this, let's do that. And then the canopy bed was too high, so let's build one. All I need are 2x4s to frame the bed, and it's just never ending. I'm like, you know what? Before I start building a canopy, let me finish getting all the cleaning done. And let me get my headboard done. And crazy. Crazy. It's just never ending. So, the other thing, I don't remember who said it the other day. I think it may have been Ava. So Ava, if it was you, thank you. And I thought you were nuts the other day, but you were actually right. I took Winston to the vet yesterday. There was nothing wrong with his leg. It was his toenail. His toenail was either split or hanging off, something. And the doctor pulled it off because I noticed when we were sitting there, I saw a little blood. And I'm like, oh my God, why is his toe bleeding? And then I remembered somebody in my life said that it could be a split toenail, and I thought they were crazy. I thought they were absolutely crazy. So the vet got it out. Everything is good. He's good to go. He was so happy. He was running around as soon as, put him down. And he weighs 5.5 pounds, so the little booger gained some weight. Him and Buka went running the neighborhood yesterday. Neighbor called me and was like, I got Winston. So, yeah. So that's what's going on in my life the last couple of days. So, hey, Jenny. So my apologies. Now, moving on to JLR. I am going to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations that a con man now has over 100,000 subs. Okay. If I say anything, people are going to say I'm jealous. If that's why I didn't say anything really about Nick the other night, because people are going to run and say you're jealous and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me explain this. There is nothing jealousy about a con man. Nick and JLR are fucking con men. If you enjoy watching a lying con man, then you go right ahead. I will stick with my ethics. Okay? I absolutely will. He's tagged in my thing because I may actually stream him. There's a good chance I may actually stream him to see what more lies he's coming up with as compared to what the media is. So, yeah. There's a lot of liars on YouTube. Many. And they seem to grow because of people like you, Donna. Just they really are people like you. And by the way, Donna, why are you looking at my tags anyway? You're a little fucking weird. Why are you looking at somebody's tags? Like, that's kind of fucking weird. I've never looked at anybody's tags in my entire life. Just saying. But JLR, Nick, they're both fucking con men. Absolute con men. Lying con men. JLR has always been a lying con man. Nick has always been a lying con man. I got nothing. I'm sorry, nothing. So if people want to enjoy them, then go right ahead. Hold on, where do you see I have them tagged, by the way? Just curious. Please tell me where you see I have them tagged. JLR is not tagged in my video, by the way. I just looked. Nice try, though. Tags automatically show now on some devices. Oh, do they? Do you actually know Nick? Have you read a lot about him, Leslie? There's plenty. 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 I did not see the tag. Yeah, I don't have JLR on my tags. You actually don't. No, I don't. I have police and Danelo Cavalcante. Those are the only two tags in my thing. I don't have JLR tagged. Yeah, Leslie, do a little research on him. He is a con man. He is actually worse than JLR. If you don't know. He's literally worse than JLR. He's a racist. He's anti-Semitic. He is a piece of shit. So there's that. I have no idea whose recovery addict is. I'm going to stop looking at chat because it's throwing me off. So if you want to send me a chat, if you want me to read chat, let my mods know and they will let me know. Because there's that. Oh, Nick is horrible. I don't know who recovery addict is. He believes Susan Smith is innocent. Okay. Yeah, he's against Jews. He's horrible. Horrible. Someone sent a link to me last night. First time hearing of him myself. He was good. Who? Who was good, Jen? Yeah, the guy is trash. Yeah, I heard someone told me she did a live on him. I mean, she did a video on him. But I found him from... He's a con man. That's it. He's just a con man. That's what con men do. I heard JLR is already lying now. Yeah, I don't know who recovery addict or addict recover. I don't know who that is. Actually, never even heard of them. But I know Nerdy Addict. Alright. So I'm sure a lot of you guys watched the press conference today. Recovery addict is, I don't know who that is. But since we're on the subject, let me this is where I found him from. And honestly, I don't even know where I found this. It came up in recommendation, I think, or someone sent it to me. But I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I really want to get to Danelo. Now, every single one of these blue links show what a con man he is and what he did. He's disgusting. Every single, here's the link to the video. If you want to see who this guy Nick is, there you go. Check it out. I'm not going to go through each and every one because it's like too much time and I don't have enough time for that. Whoops. But yeah, if you go through it, you can see all this shit he's done, and he's guilty on all charges. And this is within the last 2 years. We're not even talking like a long time ago. We're talking within the last 2 years, and he just got out of jail a few months ago. Sorry, I don't do con men. So I'll take my 81 people over 10,000 that are being scammed. So I have to do my duty and just let everybody know who you're dealing with. This guy is a con man, and he works with JLR. They will both write for the same paper. Exactly, London. That's what I'm saying. So I'm really not one for gossip like this shit. Like gossip in, oh my God, you know, this one is gossiping and that one's gossiping. I'm not into that. But this needs to be known. So I sent the link. It's Doug Papa Podcast. All right, now let's get to the reason we're here. Hold on.
You're done.
Copy, no rush.
Sure.
Alright, I'm going to stream T-Rev. They're doing aerial search, which to me is like looking for a needle in a fucking haystack. Whoop. To me is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Could be.
I don't really understand how a drone or an airplane this high is going to detect somebody hiding in the trees. I really don't. Like, what exactly are they looking for this high up? You know what I mean? Exactly, half a needle in his case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that this is an overlay, but I honestly do not know how they think they're going to find someone. Okay, which brings me to my next question, Ganja. Is he really this good of a criminal? Because if he was really this good of a criminal, he would have been caught. He wouldn't have been caught to begin with. But he was technically caught for 2 murders. Trey Streams JLR. No, this isn't JLR or Nick. This is an overlay. He did, because T-Rev used this during Kylie. He hit on Brazil and made it here. Agreed. But from what they're showing, what I'm saying is there's no way they could see him. Hey, Granny, you were there, right? Granny, you want to take a link? You could explain to us what it's like being there? All right, hold on. Give me a second, Granny. There you go. Hey, True Texan. Hey. There you are. Hey, girl.
I can't hear you if you're speaking.
You can't hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you now. Yeah.
So, all right. So, guys, if you don't know, Granny's watching. She is up there. I don't know if she's still there, but she's been on the scene. And tell me about it.
Woo. It is intense. So the best was last night. We ended up getting the best location where there was no other news or anything. And right where I was sitting, I was there, I think, for maybe an hour and a half when I saw them go into this big empty farm. And they had, and it's all I saw live. It was all great. But what happened was the scanner came across that they suspect he's in there. So they were requesting canine and everything, and they asked us to move at that point, and we knew that's where the action was. You know what I mean? We knew it was going down there, but it was crazy. I was in Longwood Gardens first, and then I went up to there, and it's scary. It's I was laughing because Dolly went out and had on his bulletproof vest and everything, and I'm like, come on. But at that moment, when they knew without a doubt he was there, when they had him on. They caught him on camera, and he had the incident with the local, and then they found his sweater and all that. A police officer came up to us and literally looked me in my face and said, "Do you understand the risk you are taking to your life right now?" And it was at that moment so surreal, and I'm like, yeah, I think, you know what I mean?
Why? See, that was the other thing. According to the police, they didn't want all the media there. And they didn't want the YouTubers.
That's not true. That's not true. The police were so nice to us. The police were giving us waters, umbrellas, giving us information. The police were letting us right there as close as we could get. I've asked several times, am I in your way, or do you need me to move? I've even moved for like the actual news, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he said, oh, we asked YouTubers not to be here, that is not true. None of us were asked not to be there.
No, I'm just going on what the press conference said. What they said in the press conference.
Yeah, I think he was just humiliated, and I think he just needed to blame something or someone, so he threw in that little jab about, oh, the YouTubers, we asked them. No, they did not. They nobody ever said anything. I know JR looks like he's really close and everything, but he's not. Nobody's interfering with them. You know what I mean?
Okay. And
yeah, and nobody asked us anything to move, to get out of the way, to stop coming, nothing.
Thank you, Jenny. One of the other things that I wanted to ask you, and I know this from driving through Tennessee, when you see Tennessee on a map or even in pictures, the actual concept of what these mountains in Tennessee really look like, and the shrubs and the trees, it's so massive that you can't even comprehend it unless you see that in person. Is where he's hiding out a similar story?
Oh yeah, it is just hell rolling. There's cornfields, it's surreal. The grass is like everywhere. So this dude picked a great place. Let me just say that. Between the farmland that is there that he can live off of, the amount of empty barns, I was told by locals there that a lot of the homes are rental homes. Okay. So apparently a lot of Canadians, or they go to Canada, is what I was told. And so a lot of the buildings are empty. People had their sheds wide open, and there's underground railroad tunnels, just like there are at Longwood Gardens, which is how they're thinking he got out of their perimeter.
But how would he know this? Like,
he had a map.
Oh.
He's local. So where he's at now is where he lived there for a little bit. His family, he's very familiar. But there, it was alleged, and they're not giving you a direct answer, but from what I was told by officers there, they absolutely found a map that he had of the area.
Because I was going to say, I wonder how he knew about the underground gardens and stuff, because, underground tunnels, because even growing up in New York, there were underground tunnels, and we were like, whoa, we never knew that existed, so.
Yeah, well, these are part of the Underground Railroad, and they're advertised as part of Pennsylvania's history. So they're, if he's in the prison library or anything, he can see all that.
That's true. Now, do you think this little fucking Napoleon complex dude is this smart? Or do you think the cops are just inept?
Yeah, no, honest to God, I think he's just that smart. I think he had a plan. I think he planned this. I think he knew when he was going to do it and how he was going to do it. I don't think he's walking about or running about at all during the day. I think he's staked out and he's watching places to try to see, like the for example, where he went to take the poo-poo. I don't know if I can, the weapon. I don't know what I can say on here anymore. But when he went, he had to know that was sitting there, and why a resident would leave an opened, loaded one out blows my mind. But he knew to go and grab that. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, it's funny that you say that, because I have been thinking that for days. I'm like, all these people that are allegedly calling in, he did this, how do they know that they're not actually helping him? How do they know that?
I said that to JR. I said, you realize he has a phone and he's probably watching every last minute of this. He's seeing it. Do you know what I mean? Because he knows. So, Ari, this was just my theory from being there. When I was at Longwood Garden, there is a state trooper and, there's SWAT, there's everything. FBI just came now to this location. Okay. But they were every 5 feet. I think he made sure. Oh, so I was also told by the troopers, they had him. He was right there. They had their GUNs drawn, but the live news was live broadcasting from the helicopter. So they were told to stand down, and he escaped.
Now, that's the other thing. I have said, and I heard a psychic say, and I couldn't disagree, but I was told, I keep thinking that the cops are lying, And I'm wondering if they said anything on scene. I know cops lie, never. But they're going to shoot him. They're not going to arrest him. And they,
No, I was told by two of the state troopers at Longwood Gardens, it's on site, no questions asked. They're told to. So it was actually CBS 3 news broadcaster. I think you can hear it in my one live from Longwood Gardens. He kept saying to me, "This is smoke and mirrors right now. They're distracting us.
Yep.
They're distracting us." And he said the last thing, that is why they're angry about YouTubers, because they're not missing a beat. The news is, but they're not, and they don't want anybody to catch that moment. And I think that he's actually making them set up a perimeter because he's already outsmarted them, and now all their backs are turned, and he's doing what he's doing.
Okay. That's definitely possible.
But yeah, I was definitely told they're not. Yeah, he's not coming out.
Because
they're going to unalive him.
That's what I'm saying. And I said that the other night. And I was like, I don't know why the press, we're going to catch him. Dude, you're not catching him. You're fucking shooting him. Like, this is going to be suicide by cop. And
well, they have to say that if you think about it, because like the officer told me, every officer was so nice. Nobody had a problem. I mean, they even offered me to sit in their air conditioned cars. Okay, they were so nice. I don't get in cop cars though anymore. No thanks. But seriously, he's not. That's the problem, is they just don't want it recorded. And I said, well, just because the news was there, so you haven't seen news helicopters when they think he's there because they don't want them there. And I said, can't they blur it on site? And the officer said to me, they can, but you can't rely on that. And it's 2023, and it's going to be 50-50, because there are people that are sympathetic to this guy, because you know how the world is right now. So it would be a lose-lose for them.
Who would be sympathetic?
The residents, the locals there, Laura, they were a trip. They were, one woman, badass, comes up on her motorcycle. She's like, "It's hunting season, mother effer." Then you had like these, they're so good looking. You had these good looking like farmer type men up there. They had their night goggles. They're looking out. They had their guns strapped all to their Jeeps and everything. So the locals are actually out there with their guns looking.
Wow.
Oh, can I say that? I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're giving them the conflicting information, because during the press they're like, stay inside, and then they're like, we raised the award to the whopping 25,000. They're spending over $1 million a day. I was told these officers on site are working 12-hour shifts. They're getting holiday plus overtime, and that's not. And now we have K-9, you have the FBI, you have some militaries coming in.
See, how big of a like, how big is it that dogs can't find him, FBI can't find him? Like, how has massive?
So for me, it felt like driving around. I was going in circles. I was able to, within 2 days, learn this actual whole area, and I'm not good with that type of stuff. So it seems it's very small. But again, you're talking about tons of woods and cornfields, and just rolling woods. I mean, it's dense. So, but he does. I went up to the house where he was on the cam footage, and the box he is holding in that picture they took from that is a box of bleach, and the box remains there, but the bleach is gone. So I think he's actually covering himself with the bleach. And like his his urine and everything.
And that's the other thing. Like, that's kind of goes on what I'm saying. Why would you leave bleach on your front stoop? Who leaves bleach outside?
No, he came with that.
No, I thought he took it because someone left it on the front stoop.
No, because the box is still there. The bleach is empty. So he, in the photos, he's holding that box, but the box remains. I'm shocked that the box remained on that porch, but the box remains there. But the bleach inside is gone. Now, granted, all right, so I will say this. So if that is the case, because I didn't hear that it was left on the porch, this isn't, it's not a clean looking home. It's like a little, It's like a little trailer. It's kind of falling apart. There's a ton of like work supplies. There was other cleaning supplies as well. So I don't think this guy left it there to help him. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I do think he gets help. Did you hear about his roommate?
No, but this is his old coworker. He's the one whose house he went to. You escaped from prison. Why are you trusting some old coworker who then miraculously waits a few hours to call the police and then miraculously has bleach left on the front stoop? That's
and
weird
you know what
to
else?
me.
They spoke. They conversed through that cam. The Ring doorbell. They held a conversation. That's why he's smiling.
I thought they said he wasn't home.
He wasn't home. He wasn't home when I was there either. He came over the Ring bell. You can speak through them. Like on his phone, he got the alert, and he told of all of us to get off his property. But so there was this strange guy standing there, and he's a foreigner. I don't think he was Brazilian, but anyway, he says to me, I'm his ex-roommate. And I'm like, oh, wow, how long ago? And he said the day before he committed the unaliving, the ex-girlfriend. Yeah. So I asked the guy, we're like, oh, do you want to do an interview? And he's like, well, no, I have a business and people recognize my face. And so we're like, well, we won't put your face. Now the phones are already rolling. I'm already recording, but not live. Yeah. And I told him, I said, I'll change over your voice and everything. And I said, and if not, I'll turn this off. So he's like, he continues to talk, gives all this information. He shows me these exclusive videos of Danelo moving out of his apartment and pictures of them together and everything. And so walk away for a second. Next thing you know, he's on NBC. Then I ran into him the other day, and I did tell some of the news reporters I met there, I'm like, oh, if you want, this is his ex-roommate, if you want to go speak to him. But I didn't realize I should have uploaded my video first, and the internet there was so bad. Yeah. But so now he's going on national news and stuff. And I'm like, well, what happened to you? You're like afraid. And, and he came from King of Prussia, but something about this guy was it was weirding me out. Do you know what I mean? Like, why was he there? He was at every scene. And then, going from not wanting to be seen to telling me to advertise his TikTok. And I'm like, I wonder if the police are even checking into him. Like, has anybody looked at his phone or anything? Like, is he helping out? Well, it was weird.
That's what they say, though.
Described him as a good guy.
That's what they say, though. People that are close to the scene.
That's what I said. Yeah, I watched enough of it. And so I'm not going to lie, he had me feeling very sympathetic towards him. He's like, he was a hard worker. The ex-girlfriend was blackmailing him. She knew he was wanted. She wanted new cars, him to pay her rent, gave her money. And the weekend before he committed the crime, he worked... I'm sorry, are you speaking?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. He worked so hard. In 2 days, he made $90,000 doing construction, but that was to hush her up. So he was busting his butt. So he's giving me this picture of this nice, chilled back guy, friendly to everybody, great friend, helping hand, that just had it with being blackmailed. And then I turn and I'm like, but what about the guy in Brazil? Like, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I'm feeling sympathetic for it. And I'm like, why is he painting him in a sympathetic light? It was weird, How
the hell are you going to make $90,000 in 2 days unless you're building fucking Trump Towers?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say 90,000, 9,000. I apologize.
Okay. I was going to say 90,000.
9,000. So he worked construction. There's rumors he was a mushroom farmer. No, he worked construction, and he's athletic. He's short, but he's muscular and he's determined.
See, my only reason that I don't believe he has too many people helping him, why would he still be in prison pants? Why don't somebody just bring him a pair of jeans or a pair of pants? Because
that's a good question.
Because, if you escape from prison, that's going to be the first thing that you want is a change of clothes. Prison pants.
Right, to blend in.
Yeah, I mean, we all know prison pants are prison. Anyone that's been to jail knows what they look like from even a distance. So that's why I've said from the beginning, I'm not so sure that he's had help that people think he has, because an escaped convict, the first thing, in my opinion, they're going to ask for is a change of clothes. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm not so sure he has people really helping him. And a smart
Well-
criminal knows keep your mouth shut. And the more people that know, the more chance you have to get caught. If you stay by yourself, then you could do it on your own.
Yeah, so that's why Ice went and picked up his sister, because she was only allowed to stay here because she was helping them. And when they went to her for help this time, she said no.
And
That's why I picked her up.
that's the other thing that I found was kind of fucked up from the news conference is for them to be like, well, she's no longer helping us, so she's deported. Well, how many other illegal immigrants do you guys do that with that end up committing murder or, fraud or anything like that? Exactly.
Because that's blackmail. They're blackmailing you.
Yep.
You give us what we want. You do what we say. And I'm sure that happens every day. I mean,
Yep.
And I don't know if she has children. I was trying to find out. They would not give me much information about her. But then I was told by an officer that they're actually using her as an emotional manipulation towards him.
Yep.
Like, your sister's being punished because of what you're doing.
Yep. And it's crazy to me when the news said that yesterday. Well, they're no longer working with us. Blah blah blah. You know what? Bullshit. Because that scares me that you guys do this shit every day. And
well, they do.
I know, and it's scary how so open they are with it. Like, oh yeah, well, if you don't help us, well, we're going to send you away. Okay, but if they do help you with whatever you need, then you let illegal immigrants just stay here regardless. Oh, that's a good system.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty horrible.
It is. And then they want.
I know a lot of the other local immigrants there were really on edge. I mean, a lot of his affiliates are all illegal immigrants, and they're scared right now. They're scared of the same thing. They're scared of being wrongly targeted by other locals. They're afraid of being mistaken for him. But they're afraid that ICE is going to come knocking at their door and do the same thing to them.
And that's crazy to me. Like.
Because ICE is still out there, and there's a lot of immigrants there because, like I said, there's a lot of big farmland and rentals, and there's a lot of work being offered to them. A lot of them are staying on properties while they're empty.
What is he eating?
There's plenty. There's apples right there. There's cherries. There's corn. There's all types of vegetables. There's a lot that he could be eating.
Did any of the farmers notice anything missing?
Not that I heard. The one thing, sorry, is I don't know how people do this, honestly, is exhausted. I'm exhausted. But the one thing that I got that was really cool, so the Underground Railroad's tunnels, the police were not concerned with them. But then again, they weren't concerned at Longwood Gardens either. So I met this guy who happens to be from my area, and he right away knew my accent, which is funny because it's a local dialect that people make fun of. But anyway, nonetheless, he says, oh, hey, you're from Delco. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He tells me, he shows me, he's like, check right here. It's wide open. And it's like his basement. And he's like, come in, and there's underground tunnels here that are connected to the Underground Railroad system. And I'm like, do they connect to Longwood Gardens? That was my first thought, but we know he took the fan. So anyway, I went in, and sure enough, there are 3 separate, I have to upload the video, but there are 3 separate tunnels that are connected out to where the van was dropped, right where the van was dropped. And he called, and police don't care to check it.
Wow.
Well, I wasn't getting too damn close. I got as close as I could, but it's scary. It's scary when you think, like, this is surreal. I'm not watching a show. This isn't like a video game. This is like real life. This guy could be standing 2 feet next to me at 8 p.m. and I wouldn't know because it's pitch black. There are no street lights there.
Oh, really? That was the other thing I was going to ask you. Are there lights at night?
No, and they're not even having like spotlights shining down or anything, which I found bizarre because, again, he's in this area, he's slick. A lot of people are asking how they're not able to catch, like, using like the thermal imagery. Well, because of all the trees, I can't get through all of it. So they're not going to be able to use that to catch him regardless. But not even to have spotlights, And then before I wrapped it up last night, they were shining lights in the trees because he, grew up in Brazil, and he would tell stories a lot to friends and coworkers and whatever about how as a young child, they had to climb up the trees and pick those fruits. That was their food. That's what they ate. So
Wow.
he's a monkey. He can climb up. We saw how he went through the prison, how he got out of that. He's stuff. He's a stuffed little crapper.
Here's my other question. And I don't know if the cops, when you were there, if they spoke about this at all or if they would or would not. But my other thing is, you know, all these people that allegedly spot him. So last night they set up this perimeter. That person could have easily been lying to them just to get them to hold this area so he could escape to a different one.
Well, here's the thing. That person was actually seriously injured, and their little tussle they got into with them. They were actually really injured. But what had happened first was somebody reported work boots, Red Wing boots, missing off their porch, and there were wet footprints. So the police went, the canines went, it was him. It was his scent. The canines followed that scent. They found his sneakers. As they find the sneakers he was wearing, which it was pouring for 2 days. It rained heavily. As they find these sneakers, this report comes in they were ignoring a lot of reports too. They were ignoring a lot of them. This one comes in and engaged, shots fired at him. Whatever. That's how he ended up getting the weapon. So, and then at that person's property, the sweatshirt he was wearing was dropped, down the driveway, kind of where they got into so it was definitely him. There was no blood on it or anything, but there was without a doubt 100% it was him.
All right, hold on. Tina, did it have like red around him? Like it showed red, like thermal heat? Is that the video we showed? Because I've seen a lot of YouTubers lie. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers show old video that came from someone's backyard on TikTok and saying that, oh, this was last night. And that was a total lie.
I see a lot of people saying, we're watching, JR's coverage live, and it's not live. He's not live. So the people are definitely lying.
Oh, without a doubt. But Tina said Pascal showed a video of him running last night caught with helicopter or drone. And I didn't hear that. There was a girl on TikTok who had a video from the very beginning. She lives there, and she titled this series like Murderer in My Backyard. She's kind of whacked, but I
wonder if it's the chick I ran into last night.
A little weird. A lot weird.
She had like 65,000 followers, she told me. She was actually speaking during my live stream.
Maybe. I'm trying to think how many she has. No, this girl has like 1 million followers, I think. But she was like, she actually showed this video of what her ring cam picked up, and it looked real. Like, I mean, I don't doubt it was real at all, but it looked weird. And I was like, holy shit. When I spoke
to police, I'm sorry.
But it was old. Like, it was from like the first 2 days, and I've seen other people show it now and say, oh, this just happened yesterday. I'm like, that's the video from that girl on TikTok.
Right. So he was spotted. They have him at an intersection that was over in Phoenixville. There was an intersection there. He was spotted at a Wawa there. I know people are saying that's not true. It is true. And then there was one cam spottage of him on the first day that he was reported to. The one where he's speaking to the ex-coworker through the camera, and then another one, and that was just the first day that he was in that area of Chester Springs.
See, but my question with the Wawa, why would he go to a public gas station?
He's arrogant. He looks nothing like we expect him to look. You know what I mean? He blends in that area. There's a lot of immigrants. There's a lot of fast movement. The Wawas are big. They're condensed. They're busy. Do you have Wawas where you're at?
No, but I know what they are.
Yeah, we make jokes around here that in Pennsylvania that in order to get your driver's license test, they should just make you have to navigate a Wawa parking lot because they're that high packed and busy and condensed, and so he could very well blend in right there.
Yeah, but he's wearing jail pants.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why.
I'll be honest though, Laura, I'm not very familiar with what jail pants. Like, if I saw somebody in person, I wouldn't be able to be like, oh, they're jail pants.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, I only did 30 days in county, and I can tell you what jail pants look like.
Yeah, I've never been in jail, but bless my heart, I got the record, but not the jail time. But so
You
are
never
we
did
talking
jail
like
time?
aren't just new black, like orange type of pants like that? Like not, I know his aren't orange, but that type of material.
Yes, it's like a much rougher version of a nurse's pants.
Okay, that's what I was just envisioning. So I wonder, because a lot of people over there, construction workers, farmers, could they kind of blend in that format? You think?
I don't know, because his pants happen to be that real khaki green jail color that you see
Okay.
like in movies. And the green that they use, because we had orange and green, that's why I know the green. They're like same color across, the whole United States. And it's this unmistakable, like, it's not even an army green. It's like lighter than an army green or darker than an army green, but it doesn't look like army pants. And
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's just this, yeah, it's this horrible material, and they're the most uncomfortable pants in the world. But I have a hard time believing that like someone that's been to jail wouldn't know they were jail pants. Because at 5 feet tall, he looks like a child. So a child
Yeah.
wearing those kind of pants, to me, would be a sign. Would be
Yeah,
like,
and I'll tell you what, the area that he was allegedly spotted in is kind of similar to like Philly. It's not a clean area, so I'm sure a lot of people would be familiar with what that type of garment would look like,
hey, you know what though?
But it was eerie.
Just Samantha has a really good point. The green is perfect camo to blend in with the grass. That's
Maybe
true.
that's why he's kept them.
That's true. He may be in jail top and bottom at night or during the day and just throw on a sweatshirt when it gets cold. But that's a really good point. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it's
Well, and the sweatshirt was a green one too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And you know what else is crazy? So like when I went over to Phoenixville, it was like it's a 20-minute drive from where he dropped the van off. People were going about their daily business. There were women like solo running around like a big track thing, and like people, like a woman sitting on a bench, and it was like I almost wanted to shout, like, do you guys know what's happening here? Like people just did not care. And then the closer it was weird. It was weird how like just 5 minutes away, people were going about their daily business like it was nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So according to T-Rev stream, I don't know who he's streaming, but the National Guard is there. I guess like lots of people are there. They think they're closing in on him. I don't believe it.
National Guard is there. National Guard, FBI came in now. They weren't at Longwood Garden. The National Guard, they're coming down in like the army looking vehicles with like 4 or 5 like army men hanging off the side and back end of them. The canines in the back of the like truck thing, like they're going around on some like serious, like war zone looking things. It looks like a war zone there.
Wow. So how are the neighbors doing with like being told they got to stay in? Like I'd be like, oh my God, who wants to sit in their house?
They're not being told to stay in. They're not. I know they said that on the press conference. And everything they said on press conference was a lie. They're actually being encouraged to go out. They're given permission to go out. They're going around with their own, weapons. And like I said, little goat heads and dirt bikes. And yeah, I mean, there was a teenager, 18 years old. He's like, I'm going to go in the woods and find them. Like he reminded me of like somebody who watched Jackass, but he's too young to.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he's like all hyped up. He's like, I'm going into the woods right here. And the state trooper, or it wasn't a state trooper, it was an officer that moved his vehicle so the kid could go in there. So they're not being told to stay down and hover in and everything.
What do some of these people think they're going to do if they see him? Are they going to shoot
Oh,
him?
it was comical. Some are so unrealistic with it. They're like, yeah, I'm going to tie him up and drag him from the back of my Jeep. And, you know, others were like, you know, he's in a hunting zone now. We're real men. It was like Jason Aldean style. Like, yeah, this is our neighborhood. Completely different than Longwood Garden. And then these kids were actually comical with like what they say they would do to him. And it's like, and then people are asking me, like, what if he comes out right now? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm pleading with him. I'm dropping to the ground and hovering fetal style. You know what I mean? I'm like, you go. I didn't see you leave. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Realistically, you freeze like a deer in headlights.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the other thing. We were watching for wildlife to run out because the locals said, if he's in here, he's going to chase out the deers are going to run, the foxes are going to run, everything's going to run out the minute there's movement in there.
Yeah.
And so sure enough, like a fox came out and then like 3 deers. And I'm like, he's near me. And like the cicadas are so loud. And you start hearing like little crackling noises in the woods. And the hairs on the back of my neck went up. And I'm like, he could be right behind me, like Jason Voorhees style. And I would not know. It is pitch black there.
Because that's what I said after the second press conference. They were saying how, you know, we're going to capture him and blah, blah. I said the only way they're going to capture him is if the cop is standing right behind him. That is the only way they're going to capture him. Other than that, they're going to shoot to kill. Don't listen
Well, you
to
know
these
what
cops.
I was thinking, Laura? It dawned on me because like they told me at Longwood Garden, they had the ready to go, but the news was going. I'm wondering if he even got his hands on at GUN. Are they just saying that to justify when the moment comes that they just boom him? Because, you know, well, now he's armed. We're not taking any chances. On site, get him. And they were already told on site to get him. Is the GUN story even true? You know what I mean?
That's a good point. But you said the guy was hurt.
Yeah, they said he was hurt.
Wow.
But again, is he just a local immigrant they're holding hostage to say he was hurt? I mean, who knows? They play dirty.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Because like I said, they definitely said he's not coming out alive. They have the orders, and then next thing you know, we saw him, but we couldn't do anything because the news, and then it turned to, suddenly he got his hands on him. What local resident is leaving a loaded one right at their open shed door, knowing this man's out here? Why would you even take that chance? And then what local there who owns a farm, who is a hunter, is so inexperienced that they can shoot 7 rounds off and end up hurting themselves? Because that's allegedly he ended up hurting himself with the GUN.
What do you mean?
So I guess he started, from what I was told, he started tussling with them, and as he's doing that, he's pulling pulling it, and injured himself. He wasn't necessarily shot by Danelo. It was him.
Oh. See, but how would Danelo know there was a loaded gun in there?
Well, to be fair, there are a lot of open sheds. I was shocked how many sheds were wide open, and not sheds, like huge barns, like giant barns were just left wide open, windows wide open, everything. And I imagine, it's a hunting area. It's a bunch of locals that hunt. He knows that. And he just goes shed to shed till he found one?
Yeah, I would just think, though, that you would keep a loaded gun, in your house. So, like, if somebody breaks in, they might go to the shed to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the locals are telling me is, like, it's a very small, tight-knit community. They don't sleep with their doors locked. Everybody knows their neighbors. Everybody looks out for neighbors. So if that's honestly the case, then they're not worried about things like that on a regular.
And that's another thing I want to ask you. They talked about how it was such a wealthy area, but all the houses that I've seen over there do not scream wealth at all.
Yeah, no, honestly, it is a really wealthy area. These houses are like some are like mansion style, and they're like log cabin styled. Some of these, like I was saying, the sheds and barns are bigger than what I'm living in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, for example, so a lot of them own like big property. And one place, I've gotten gorgeous photos. It's just such beautiful land. But one spot, they had and it had to be about 30 feet from their giant home. This huge like fire pit area set up with like almost bonfire style and like all the couches. And so it is like a really nice area. Some of the buildings you're seeing, they look a little run down, but no, there's a lot of really big, wealthy houses. And like I said, apparently a lot of these people are rentals coming from, they own a place here and a place in Canada. So I don't know why they choose that area, but maybe, I don't know.
Did the cops say that's true, Angel. Wealth is land, not just houses. Did the cops say how long they're going to keep this up?
And they have to keep it up until there's another sighting. They have to, until they have another sighting, they have to go forward as if he is still right there.
But did they say how, I mean, if they're paying $1 million a day, the money's going to run out eventually. Like, did they say they're going to do this for, let's say, 3 months, 2 months?
No, they didn't say anything like that. I know, like I said, they actually called in extra help. I don't think this is an expense. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they're only offering $25,000 when they're spending this much a day. But
I agree.
No, I don't think they're worried about the money. I think they're worried about their reputation. This is national news now, and they look moronic, you know, and they're not. They're not. They're really great police officers. Like where I'm at in Pennsylvania, I'm in the county, and all officers are, with utmost respect, they're all like old and overweight, and they don't need, like, you almost want to poke them just to get them to chase you. That's how like unhealthy they look. Not these guys up there. These guys are like young and like, oh, they were so good looking, Laura. So good looking. Oh my goodness. I'm like swooning between them and this really tall, hot news broadcaster. I'm like, huh.
Damn, I should have
even
gone.
like this guy on the loose for a moment. They're good looking and their police force, their local police force, and the state police they have in there are like top notch.
You should have called me. I would have taken a flight. I've been like, all right,
I know.
Jess, I'm here to join
Listen,
you.
JR's leaving tomorrow. We can go replace him.
Hell no.
Somebody has to take over the job.
But yeah, if they're that good looking, woohoo, let's go find
Oh my
let's go
goodness.
find some men.
They are so good looking. I'm like sitting there, like I know I'm supposed to be live streaming. Like next thing you know, my phone's like slowly going down because I'm like dreaming off at these like hot men. Oh, it's hysterical. And I'm joking, of course. It wasn't really happening like that. But they're good looking. They're fit men. There's FBI men. Whew. The Army men, forget about it. They come out and they're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my God, so good looking."
You're so funny.
You got to find, when you're sitting in moments like this, there's a lot of like boring dead ends, you know. People take what I'm saying as I'm being serious. They're like, "Oh, Granny's up there looking for a man." Come on, I don't need to go anywhere to look for a man. I'm joking. You know what I mean? But it is. There's a lot of dead time there. There's a lot of just twiddling my thumbs because service is horrible. I'm allowing other people to use my hotspot, and so I'm not going live, so they can go live. You know, and I'm just sitting there, and there's nothing to do but stare and enjoy the sight. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, honestly though, if somebody says that to you, your response should be, "What would you like me to do? Stand there as bait for the fucking killer?"
Right. Oh, they're saying it. They're saying it. Yeah. They went through 11.5-hour footage of JR's to catch one moment that I was in his frame, and they are tearing me apart. Then they went through the next day, and apparently a woman was wearing a similar outfit to me, white shorts and a green shirt. So now they're saying I wore the same clothes 2 days in a row with national news, JR, and Nick the Hat on scene. I'm going to be moronic and wear the same clothes knowing I could be captured on their film at any moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know how people are. You know how they tear us apart.
Oh, I do.
They're jealous that I was even out there. I mean, how many of them have had local cases and they don't even go, and they're supposed to be true crime?
When I heard that you went out there, I completely forgot. I was like, oh, wait, Jesse's in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I understand why she's there. I was like, I'd
It's
be
my
there too if I
backyard.
lived
Why wouldn't I
there.
take this opportunity? I'm so sick of the drama. I haven't even gone live most of the summer because I'm so sick of it. Everybody's so nasty. I mean, my children are being spoken about in gross ways. The doxing going on, the threat. I don't want any parts of it.
I agree.
I've been trying to change the direction of my channel. This landed in my lap. Why wouldn't I take this amazing opportunity?
I agree.
You know, people say what they will about JR, but he's a really, really nice guy. And the amount I was able to learn by watching what he was doing, and him telling me that take your, record this, get this. Like he's like guiding me, and it was pretty cool of him. And I met connections. I met local connections. Nick the Head and his crew are very local to me, and they were telling me like, there's this coming up and this, and you can do this, and so
just remember they're both con men. Don't forget that. Keep that to take what they teach you.
Too, right?
Take what they teach you. Take what they teach you. Learn it. Use it for the best that you can. But in the back of your mind, don't forget they're true con men.
Well, I'll tell you what, Laura. So of course, I used to clown JR with the rest of us, but he's not. He's not like that obnoxious, almost creepy, if you will, person that he was when he was out there in Tennessee and doing like the bullhorn mess and all that. He's a lot more respectful to people and their privacy. He's a lot more chilled out, a lot more professional, if you will. I think he's going a different direction, and his growth is impressive. He's really being serious. You know what I mean?
And I won't take that away from him. I'm just saying, in the back of your mind, take what you can, and just remember, they're con men.
Actually, I hear exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
That's
you're right. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty on point there. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But definitely, if JLR taught you stuff, Nick taught you stuff, use it. I mean, believe me, we could all learn from the best criminals out there. You know what I mean?
You're such an asshole.
This guy, I want to learn how he does this for 13 fucking days. Like, show me your way.
Right.
How do you scale a wall?
Follow the felons.
Yeah. How do you scale a wall?
And JR was in that prison before, so he was able to share with me a little bit of that insight.
Yeah, like, how do you scale a wall like fucking Spider-Man? I mean, you're 5 feet
know.
tall. How do you scale a fucking wall like that?
So I have a hallway that's about the same distance, and I want to try it so bad, but I know I'm going to fall flat on my face. But I want to try. He made it look like it was cakewalk. He made it look like he was walking, standing up. The way he did that was so impressive.
It's not easy. We used to do stuff like that when I was a dancer. Not like that. Like, we didn't have to crawl up it, but just holding body weight across like that. I could never crab walk up, but just holding your body weight like that in that position is hard. It's really hard.
Couldn't even fathom. I'll tell you what, just standing like on the ground, the amount of hours I've stood in the past 3 days, I was getting Charlie horses in my feet. I'm like, my legs were getting wobbly. I was getting like semi like I was exhausted emotionally and mentally. And then I'm looking over and some people aren't even fucking blinking. And I'm like, well, how? How are you like so wide awake? I'm exhausted.
Oh. People in chat are saying I used to climb walls like that when I was younger. I even showed my kids how to do it. It's easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of strength.
I used to spreading both legs and both arms and going up that way. I used to do that as a child, but never the way he did it.
No. It's if you can do a lot of push-ups, it's all upper body strength. And that's why I'm saying we used to use that to measure upper body strength. It's not, I couldn't do it. I mean, I have upper body strength. Remember. I could not crab walk. But I was 5'10" then. I'm 5'8" now. Maybe it's easier if you're shorter, but.
Do we really shrink with age?
What?
Do we really shrink?
Yeah. I shrunk.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's genetic, actually. I think it depends on your family. My family, yeah, we've all
shrunk. And I was 5'5" for a long time, and then suddenly I was 5'4", and I'm not that old yet. And I'm like, did I shrink or did I have my wrong height my entire adult life? You know? But this guy, you gotta remember, he grew up in Brazil. He climbed trees like a monkey, getting the fruits out of the trees. He was a construction worker. Construction workers had that upper body strength. Mm-hmm. And then to top it off, he's working out in the jail. I think he had this planned. I think he knew what he was doing and when he was going to do it. I think the moment he was captured, he set in a plan to escape. And this is his specialty. I mean, he survived Brazilian forests. These little Pennsylvania backwoods are nothing. They're nothing to them. People are like, oh, there's bears out there. There's nothing. There's deers and foxes and raccoons. There's no bears out here. There's nothing like that in this part of Pennsylvania where he is.
What do the kids, what do the cops think of, like, in certain cases, a lot of times it becomes an ego thing for the cops. Are the cops looking at this like this is an ego thing because they let it go, or have they said anything different? You know what I mean?
An eagle, like a bird?
No, ego. EGO.
Ego. Oh, it's definitely. So for the guy that's doing the press conference, the head guy, it's his ego. That man was such a liar with everything he was saying. His ego. Now, some of the cops that I've seen, this is their moment. So, for example, we got an alert that there was action going on at one spot. Roll up there real quick, and there's about 15 cops. They're surrounding this 21-year-old kid. They got him on the ground, guns pointed at him. The kid's crying hysterical. She's so scared. They don't even help this man off the ground. They don't apologize to him, nothing. And I said, that's because they've been sitting here for days and they are bored. And one little bit of call of action, they're like, yeah, like their adrenaline, their egos, adrenaline, all of it.
Wow.
It was actually, he's not a grown man, he's 21, he's kind of young, but, crying the way this kid was crying and the shaking and the fear, and it was sad. It was sad to see, and they didn't apologize, they didn't help him up, nothing. They just dispersed.
Someone's saying there's trappers everywhere in Linfield.
Linfield?
Yeah, Linfield, Christina Live in Linfield, PA, choppers everywhere. I don't know.
I don't think Linfield's too close to. I don't hear any choppers. I know that they have choppers over site right now where the perimeter they have set up where they think he's at. And people were reporting, saying things like, oh, they're not even checking cars. Yes, they are. Even if they know you, they knew what car I was in. They knew who we were. They're still checking your car. They don't care. They are checking cars. And honestly, when like everything was going down last night, there weren't any cars really moving. And every car that was trying to move. So like I said, I had a great location. I had a top, right where everything took place is right where I was able to get in. And every person that tried to drive down that highway, they weren't letting them. The highway was shut down. I had to stay at a hotel. I couldn't even go home last night. So they are being precautious and they are checking.
Did you meet Chris O'Connell from Fox 29, I believe?
Is that my tall, dreamy man?
I don't know, maybe. I don't think he was that good looking, but he was a really good reporter. I was listening to him at the hospital last night. And I was, kept telling Patreon, I'm like, all right, this is what's happening. I don't know if anybody else is reporting this. I said, but he's saying this, he's saying that. They're by the elementary school. He was really
that
good.
was him. They're really nice. So ironically, they would ask me questions and vice versa and share information with me, which was really cool of them. They weren't like looking to compete or anything. They were really nice.
He seemed that way when I was listeing to him. I was like, you know what? I really like this guy. Like,
oh yeah,
they
would even say like, hey, he was like, do you need a water? I actually ran into him at the Wawa and he offered to pay for my coffee. I mean, everybody is so nice. I know. I think it's the people. It's not necessarily the but the people are trying to compare and compete YouTubers like JR, because I'm nothing. I'm like a piss ant there, you know what I mean? But they're trying to compete them against the news, and that's not the case. Everybody is very intertwined. I'm sure JR is getting on some of their nerves, but quietly, I know CBS guy at Longwood Gardens couldn't stand him. I had to turn off my live mic because he kept trashing him. I mean, he was like, I'll put him in a headlock. He's like, oh, I got a press shirt. Who made that? Your grandmom's cricket machine? This guy was clowning him so badly. And
but it's funny that you say that because that's what Chris was saying last night. So I guess I couldn't watch chat because I had to take Dayton to the ER. But when I was listening, he was saying, I guess someone in chat said something about they found this or they found that. And he was like, guys, this isn't a competition. I'm glad that somebody got information before me. I'm not a guru here. You know, I'm here we're all doing the same thing. If someone gets information before me, great. At least we're still getting the information out there. Loved him.
And that's why JR and Nick are allowing people just to straight up restream them. Because I even said to him, like, why are you letting all these people? And he's like, I just want, you know, the information to get out there. And I'm like, oh, you're not the guy I thought you were. You know what I mean? It was really cool of them. But everybody, like I said, everybody was sharing information. At one point, I kid you not, I think they were actually following us to locations. Like when we pulled out, they pull out type of thing. So I think they were more dependent on the information that he had compared to what they themselves were getting.
I heard that at one point. I heard that something about JLR and the cop were asking JLR for information or something.
They were telling him, you know, thank you for the updates. What is your channel? Dude, he was like a local celebrity there. It was insane. Little kids coming up like, there he is, mommy.
Oh my God.
And you know, and here on YouTube we're like, that's dude. But everybody there, honest to goodness, they just adore him. He's like a celebrity. JR beeping their horns. Keep up the good work, man. And you know, you need anything. And the women are coming up. They're like, oh, like come over, I'll make you lunch. And you know, it was comical. But yeah, he's well respected within these locals. They really adore him.
Oh my God.
I know. And if he wasn't egotistical enough before, he sure is now.
Wow. Just wow. That's all I can say is wow.
It is. It's comical. They're really it was comical.
And I don't have issues with him with the tragedy pimp. That's not my issue. Like, I think the whole tragedy pimp thing was stupid. I don't even have a problem with him and Summer Wells. I have a problem with his past. I have a problem with this anti-Semitic fucking racist bullshit.
I'll tell you what. So did I. You know, and I'm not gonna lie. I asked him about a few things, confronted him on a few things, and one thing he pointed out to me. So Dolly's, you know, he's going to the scene. He's going to smack him over the head with a chair, and you know, blah blah blah. And at this point, I think JR is a good guy. You know.
Yeah.
And whatever. So I said something to him, and Dolly's chat. Panel, not Dolly, not the chat. Dolly's panel guest had made a few racist remarks, ignorant remarks. And it was actually JR that was like, what the, you know, he's the one that was like, that's racist as shit. So I think he was a fame chaser. I think he was opposition. I think he went the route of publicity, negative or good. And I think he was trying to make it any way he could. And I don't think that is who he is as a person.
What about his a million lawsuits?
I think he likes filing lawsuits. He has one coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, doesn't he?
That one's legit, though.
Oh, yeah. That's why he's leaving the scene.
Oh, is it really? I know Betty has court tomorrow.
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
I know Betty has court tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think I heard today.
What state is that in? Do you know?
I believe it's Illinois.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, I don't know anything about JLR's lawsuit with Unirock other than it's happening. That's all I know about it.
Yeah. I don't know many, you know.
My stomach is going nuts. So what else can you tell me? I gotta get a drink. What else can you tell me?
As far as everything going on there?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm starting to think of smoke and mirrors that's going on, to be honest, like my personal opinion and vibes of things. Some police officers are telling you one thing, you go to another, and you don't necessarily repeat. I'm not repeating word for word what the other officer said to me, but, you know, trying to get, like, similar information, and they're a little more hush about it. I know local news, some of the local news broadcasters don't believe everything they're being told. I know with Longwood Gardens, from the gate, one news broadcaster said, this is all fake. This is just to get us to look this direction. And it seems they were right because they were confident. They were confident they had him surrounded. They were confident they were going to get him out of there. Next thing you know, he steals a van from down the block. You know what I mean?
Hang on, repeat that one more time.
I'm sorry. I said, I know a lot of news reporters off record are saying they just don't believe what they're being told. They think, or what we're being told, that it's more smoke and mirrors going on. I know at Longwood Garden, one particular news broadcaster kept saying to me, this is all smoke and mirrors. They just don't want us to look the right direction. You know, we're here for nothing. We're staring at a cone. And then next you know, we get word that he escaped that perimeter. Well, how could he? With the amount of force they had there, how could he? You know, and then they're talking about the rain and the tunnels they had no interest in. So it was almost like they were keeping news and people distracted looking this way when they kind of had a different lead or idea.
What are you doing, mister?
So how would this man travel that far and get past that many cameras, that many police, that, you know? And here's the other thing. When that van was reported stolen, the police did not respond. They didn't react. They just brushed it off. They thought it had no relevancy at all. And that's how he was able to get such a head start.
Hang on. I have no mods besides Jenny in here right now. Where are all my mods? No, because I want to drop your channel.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it myself.
Yeah, I'm going to head back up there. I came home. I needed sleep. It was getting hot.
I was going to ask you, are you going back? Well, how come JLR is leaving?
I don't know. He said he has some prior arrangements, but he's going to, if they're still going as of Friday, then he's going to be back out there.
All right, here is Granny's watching channel. And I am sorry, I thought I had mods in here. But Granny's watching is who is on panel. She's been there. She's a local there. And she is new to true crime. And gotten a lot of good advice from JLR and Nick. And I've known her for a long time. Yeah, and real media, and so here we are. And I knew she was there, so really good insight as to what the scene is like, what's going on there. So, yeah, I have like 15 mods and not one are here. Well, Jenny's here. So.
Yeah, like I said, the footage last night was one of the best. It was such a high area. This is after they know for sure that he was there. And seeing them search that building, I knew it was going to be the place when the scanner came up. And then sure enough, they asked us to leave. But why were they okay with me being there for an hour? And then suddenly, you know, if we could just leave so they could focus, you know what I mean?
But do you really think they would waste all that manpower just for, just to fool you guys kind of thing?
No. What's happening right now with the Chester, you know, with that area, I believe that is 100% real. It was Longwood Garden, because Longwood Garden's where they had the sight on him. They saw him and they were going to unalive, but the news helicopter was live broadcasting.
Okay.
And they didn't want that seen. So I think at that point, it became a smoke and mirrors, and they already kind of knew that he was most likely not in that area. And that, you know, this was going on over there.
Do they think how long they're going to, that he can survive out there?
Oh, yeah, they believe he could survive out here for years.
Oh, no shit?
Oh, yeah. It's a very good terrain to be in. As a criminal, it's a very good terrain to be in. Lots of food, water, hiding places. You know, get out of the elements. Yeah, it's a great place to be. Now, what I was told by locals is next week is open hunting season or something, and that if he's out there, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Is what the locals were saying. It's a hot spot to go hunting, and people take their hunting seriously, and that, you know. But if he's still out there and the police think he's out there, they're not going to let these locals run. So.
Now, can he get out of that area?
Yeah, because look, there's waterways, which is what they were checking last night. They were afraid that he was in this actual water, little creek lake type of thing. And there's also the underground tunnels that are all over there that they're not even looking in, just like Longwood Gardens. The way the terrain is set up and the different water, because water will pull off his scent. Yeah, oh yeah, I absolutely think he could get out of there if he wanted to.
Now,
and I think they know that too.
That's my other question. Has any of the locals or even local news reporters, ones that live there, have they said, like, why he would stay in this area? Why they want
Yeah, actually.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
No, because
so actually, I met this one reporter. He's from New York, but his family lives there, and he just happened to be visiting his family, and he caught a lucky break. He was a very nice guy, and he said that for a criminal, I mean, that's what they were saying. For a criminal, this is a great area for him to be in.
Wow.
It's so dense. It's rolling hills after hills of just dense wooded area, creeks, rivers, lakes, abandoned farmhouses, what do you call those? Like the hunting little things they leave out there for hunters. There's all types of like camouflage hunting places out there, and yeah, I think he's in a pretty smart place, to be honest. There's no for the amount of area, even with the amount of police force they have out there, their men can't even get into some of this terrain. I think that's why they called in the FBI and the military, because the terrain is more than these little local police can handle.
How do they know, like, I'm sorry, not how do they know. Did anyone say, or, excuse me, did anyone ask, like, what was his personality like? Is he a smart dude? Is he a cool dude? Is he, like, what kind of, who was he as a person?
Polite, quiet, hardworking, good friend, and reliable are the words I was told.
Wow.
He was the type of guy that worked hard. He'd want to come back, kick open a beer, and throw on the grill. He was the friend, if you called and you needed help moving something, he'd jump up and do it. He was the friend that would treat to the dinner. That's why I said, like, after hearing from people that knew him, I started feeling a little sympathetic for him. Like, here he has this woman that's blackmailing him. But then I had to realize there was also the other man, and he did it to that man because he called him shorts. So he's short-tempered. But as for the woman, his victim, for that poor woman and her children that had to witness it, it was 39 times.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care how much you are being blackmailed. That is not a passionate react. That could be, right? Crime of passion. I guess it could be.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's like, there's no way he snapped. You had to come to it after the 20th. Imagine going into a watermelon 40 times. That's exhausting. At some point, his body had to slow down and his mind catch up to him, and he had to realize what he was doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. However, I have had wicked dreams about killing my ex, who's now dead anyway, but of killing my ex, and I stabbed him multiple times.
They're going to clip that shit.
Oh, it's already been clipped.
All right.
It don't matter because the guy's dead. But I have said that, I had gone to a shrink about that and told my shrink that, I had this dream last night that I stabbed Brad like 100 times and I just couldn't stop. So I do think that in a crime of passion like that, he didn't come to his senses until the very end. He was in a tailspin, and he just kept stabbing and didn't stop. And he probably did stop at the 38th time.
Right. Yeah, because you know what? If you think about it, he's a good family man, and he did this in front of children. And from what I was told of people I personally knew him, it's not like his character. One thing I asked is, do you think that he's going to hurt a citizen? And they were no was the answer. No, he's not looking to hurt anybody. He's looking to get out, get away. He's not going to grab, this is what they think. He's not going to grab somebody and just hurt somebody. He didn't grab the GUN because he wants to, take lives with them, but because he wants to protect his own.
See, that's what I said too. I said that the other night. What was it? Sunday night. I say, guys, I don't think that he's looking to take a hostage and hurt someone, or he would have done that already. He would have broken into someone's house and done that. He's just trying to survive.
Listen, the way the roads are of where he was and where he is currently, they have stop signs in the middle of these pitch black. You can't see. He could at any point jump into somebody's car and take them hostage, say, drive me here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he hasn't. He's made a point to go into empty what he thinks to be empty homes. He's not breaking into homes. He's going into homes that are unlocked, that are empty. He's not going, people don't believe that one guy's story about flickering the lights. People don't believe that. The news don't believe it. The locals don't believe it. Nobody believes that guy, which is a weird story to tell because it made him look like a weirdo. Like, yeah, those are, and I flicked the lights and he flicks them back. But yeah, so he's not, he could have done things to harm people if he wanted to by now.
I totally agree with that. And that was the one thing I kept saying. I'm like, he's not, I understand that he just killed somebody 38 times. But what were the circumstances? What was he like? I don't feel bad for the guy. I have to say, I'm kind of impressed. Anybody that can scale a wall like Spider-Man, get over barbed wire. That was the one thing too. It's one thing to scale up like Spider-Man, but how did he then straighten himself out? That's the one part of this that I am still dumbfounded by.
He probably used his back legs to jump. You know what I mean? Like gave a push and used his arms to pull him up, and then he had that shirt in his back pocket to put over the barbed wire up there. And I know what you're saying because I've had people upset by me saying, like, I'm feeling a little empathetic. I felt empathetic after hearing this guy's story and how he came to do what he did to her, being blackmailed and having that hung over your head by an ex nonetheless. How many of us like our exes? And here she is. She's got him by the balls. And people were like, I know people were like, ew, and getting insulted and stuff. But listen, we're humans, and having empathy is not a bad thing. I'm not saying this man's innocent. This man deserves a hug. No, when you see him, get him, take him out, unalive him. But it is okay to understand and be empathetic, even towards criminals at times, because they are. I'm human. I'm an empathetic person. I empathize with a lot of people, and I can empathize with him and still recognize what a complete, vile, disgusting monster he is.
I agree. And I completely agree with you, but I am impressed by him. I'm impressed that he has eluded so many police and FBI and task force. He's able to survive out there for this long. That's impressive to me. I mean, I know that sounds horrible, but that is impressive. Like, I'm impressed by him.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, so I haven't been able to confirm with him yet, but over in Brazil, when the men turn 18, they have to join the military. So does he have military experience? Nobody has confirmed that yet. Not one person is able to confirm that. But I do. I think this man is determined. I think he's wise. I think I keep hearing people be like, oh, he's 5 foot and 120 pounds. So what? That is a benefit to him.
Oh, absolutely.
That is beneficial to him.
Absolutely.
And obviously he unalived 2 people. So his height and his weight doesn't determine his strength, No,
I agree with you. To me, it's extremely like, wow. Everyone keeps talking about Eric Freen. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's the other man that, what was it, 5 years he survived in the woods or something?
Oh, no, they said 48 days.
48 days.
Triple the police force chasing him.
Well, and that was also, that was here, wasn't it, Pennsylvania? Yeah, I mean, and I know, again, it makes the police seem incompetent, but they're not. There's at this point, we can no longer be like, oh, the police aren't doing their jobs because we have FBI and military here. So it's not just the police at this point. There are just some people that can outsmart and outwit and out-survive. He's a survivalist. They can do that. They have their means. When we're talking about these type of conditions and the location he's in, again, there is pitch black. There's no street lights. There's all these trees. He can be sleeping in the trees. I was driving through And I'm like, what? Yo, look, what if he's in this horse feed? You know what I mean? There's like all the big things that they put where the horses can get the food from, all the rolled up hay and everything. There are just 1,000,001 places where a man that is 5 foot something, very low end, 5 foot, 120 pounds, can go out and hide there. Is a benefit to him. And where he's at, again, is a very smart place for him to go. Is actually brilliant. And if I'm ever on the run, I'm going to head up that way too. I'm going to take that lesson because there's food everywhere. There's veggies growing. There's fruits on the trees.
Where do you think he's sleeping?
I think he's sleeping in either in the underground system tunnels, like even the sewer type of piping, or I think he's in the trees. And again, there's tons of empty barns out there, and these barns are huge, and nobody's patrolling them. So this was interesting. I wish I would have recorded it.
Thank you, Greg.
But a lady pulled up.
I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them there's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Thank you, Greg. All right, go on.
A lady pulled up to where they were having like the ground zero, where all the police and SWAT and everybody were meeting up. And she was pulling up because she called and asked for the police to come check her shed. Her husband's not home, giant shed, all open, not locked. And she was scared. She wanted somebody to check it. The police won't check it. Just like this guy with his basement in the tunnels, they won't check it. A local man, a badass grandpa motorcycle, let's get him guy, said, let's go, take me to your place. And he went and looked. So the locals are actually helping the locals as far as the empty sheds and all that type of stuff. They're helping. And listen, there's a lot of trash cans. There's a lot of animal feed. He could jump into a big barrel of the chicken feed for the corn and be inside that for all we know.
Who do you think is going to give up first, him or the police?
The police.
I think so, too.
The police are tired. This man's determined. He's looking at life. He doesn't want life. He survived in Brazil, the climate, the jungle. He's not giving up. But you know what? The police, they look tired. They're looking tired, man. I feel bad for a lot of them.
Does anyone talk about like where they expect him to go? Like,
yeah, so during the presser, they were saying they believe he's going south. That is not believed by the local police there, aside from the jerk that did the presser, which, I couldn't believe the way this guy just lied. He just lied. It was so stupid. But the police believe that he doesn't have any intentions on leaving this area anytime soon. They think that he's wanting to be here and then he's going to cross lines, trying to get out of the States into Canada.
Honestly, I would originally say there's no way he's getting to Canada, but with this guy, who knows?
Laura, he got here from Brazil.
Yeah, but it's not hard to get in the. It's not hard to get in the States. It is hard to get into Canada.
Okay, I'm not too familiar, but I know the terrain he had to take to get from Brazil to here. And again, he's running from the law doing that. And the fact that he was able to do that, that's impressive. So if he can do that, surely he could try to make it to Canada. And you got to remember, these are immigrants. He has connections to illegal. He's an illegal. They have ways that we don't know about.
That's true.
Maybe he knows what do you call them? A mule that will take them into Canada, or who knows? Maybe they know some secret little backdrop they're going to get. I don't know.
Do you think he's going to go to, like, I don't know, like, he can't make it to, let's say,
oh, look, we
China.
got helicopters here now.
Oh, no shit? Are they heading toward you?
No, they're actually heading towards that. You probably can't even see it in the sky. It looks far away. I don't have, like, the technology to zoom and shit. Like, I don't know how people's phones are zooming while they're live streaming. I'm, like, looking. I'm like, how? It's like an Android. I'm like, I have an Android. How come I can't zoom? But, yeah, now, I don't know why he'd want Canada. I guess just because it's not here. What other option does he have? What do you think? What other...
I don't know.
Is it Canada? Mexico? Would he go to Mexico? I don't know.
I don't know. They're
He
both
fit in better in Mexico.
to get to somewhere that has extradition, that has no extradition. He would need a plane. You can't. I don't think you can get to New Zealand without a plane. So
I'm not good with I have no idea with geography. I'm not good with geography at all. I still use GPS around my own neighborhood. Don't ask me what this, what the street next to me is called.
Dude, you know what's, hold on. You know what's so funny about that? I just said that to my kid the other night, or last week. I've been living here 7 years. I've been going to the doctor for 7 years. For some reason, up until like a week ago, I stopped using GPS. And I was like, you know what? I learned how to drive, and you knew how to go somewhere within 5 minutes. You drove it like once or twice or maybe 3 times, and you just never forgot. You knew how to get there. But with GPS, it's like you don't even think. You just follow directions, and then you forget how to go, and you just have to turn up. For like 6 years, I needed fucking directions. I still don't know my way around here. I've been here 7 years. It's crazy.
Well, and that's true. Because I go down Jersey Shore all the time, and up until a few times this summer, I would always use my GPS, but I always felt like it was more of a comfort thing. Like I'd become dependent on it, like an anxiety thing. Yeah. Not necessarily anxiety, but just the comfort of knowing I'm going the right way. But yeah, we've become dumbed down as a society because of electronics. That's definitely for sure.
But the good thing, I don't know, you have an Apple or an Android?
Android.
Oh, because on Apple, Siri always says cop ahead. So that's the other reason I keep it. Oh, it does? Yeah, that's the main reason I keep it on. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna keep that.
And it tells you the best traffic route and, speed traps, all that stuff. Yeah, DUI checkpoints. But what I was saying is I'm not good with geography, so I'm not sure what would even be north of here, but he's headed north. He's not south. He's going north. So what else is up north from Pennsylvania or even, around here other than Canada, right?
True. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm right.
I don't know, because even if he goes to Canada, all right, so I just put on 6 ABC Philadelphia. It looks like they're showing the same thing T-Rev is. They keep showing the aerial view.
Yeah.
So what T-Rev's running is the same thing the news people are.
I'll tell you, that's all he's running. He's not like boots on the ground or anything. He has no other choice but to run what the news are running. But so he's not getting caught anytime soon. Like you can bank on this going on for a couple more days at minimum before they either pack it up or, well, I guess they can't pack it up. It's nation news now. It's national. So they're not just going to pack it up. But he's not going anywhere. He's going to be there. That's why I was very comfortable with coming home right now. I'm not going to miss anything.
That's crazy. So you're going back tomorrow?
I'm going back today.
Oh, you are going back today? How far are you?
You know what? It's like 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, he moves at night. That at nighttime, every time nighttime has been the action. So.
Yeah, but even at night, you're saying there's no lights or anything.
None.
So how does he know if somebody's not right there either? You know what I mean?
Well, because the police are being very goofy, which it's funny because I laughed about this last night because they have their lights on, they have their flashlights on so if they were there, he sees them before they're seeing him. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. And then when they're going out in the field, they're wearing the reflection stuff or whatever. So they're spotting each other. So they're walking in formation, and he's seeing them before they see him.
Do you think, not that you know the mind of a criminal, but do you think it's become a game to him already? Like, catch
Well,
me
I
if
am
you
a
can.
criminal, so I will go ahead and share from a criminal perspective. He's laughing at them. He is loving this. It is feeding his pride and his ego. It is a game of hide and seek for him. And he's loving the fact that they are being mocked and laughed at. And I'm sure he probably has been within feet of them at some points. And I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is, fun. I think it's fun. Listen, he came from jail, right? Where all you have is and he had friends there. People liked him, and then all you have is working out, and you have the guards who are jerks there. I mean, they're so mean in this jail. It's a nasty jail. The arrogancy, guards and all. They're arrogant. They're mean. They're nasty. The people within there are all, Delaware County is the type of people to one-up each other. Pennsylvania is a very one-up state. So I think for now, I think this is exciting for him. I think he is getting back revenge. It's his second time doing it. So it is a thrill at this point. I think he's gotten better over time. And yeah, I absolutely think that this is fun for him. This is a game.
Because I don't know. I just sit back and I think, if this was me and that you're only, like, if you get caught, it's not going to be a tag, you're it. If you get caught, you're dead. So I would imagine that adds some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, that adds some kind of fun to this, knowing that you don't have an option. You're going to die if you get caught. They're going to shoot you if you get caught. So you got to play a game of survival, like the best, game of survival you're ever going to play. But I would.
Yeah, it's like beating his determination if you think about it. Because listen, who wants to go to life? Who wants to do life? Nobody. So at that point, what do you have to lose? Would you want to do life in prison? You want to be high max security the rest of your life, or would you rather, unalive? Take your chance. I take my chance.
I agree.
When I thought I was looking at jail time, girl, I was like, I'm not doing it. They can't make it. I'm just gonna take my own, like if and what was I looking at? You know what I mean? 30 days in county. And I thought I'd rather be unalive than do that. But I'm also, I'm dramatic as hell.
30 days in county was nothing except boring. It was definitely
I'm sure it
boring.
was. So imagine life in there, especially high max. And I think this guy is willing to take the odds. And I think what is that book that turned into a movie? The Hunting, Mockingbird? Was it Mockingbird or whatever? The Hunter's Games or whatever, where they go out in the woods, they try to win. And so it's reminding me of, I think this guy has the mentality and a goal in mind, and the goal is his life. And I think it's exciting.
I just wonder, like, I totally agree with you, though, as far as, your frame of mind, like your mind state, your state of mind, and what's better, death or life in prison? I think I'd rather be dead. I don't want to deal with life in prison. What a horrible life. So,
especially if you go back to the fact that he's not mean-spirited from what I'm being told. He's a laid-back, chilled-out dude. He's now going to be infamous. He was already infamous in the jail he was in. The guards they're not going to like him. Inmates aren't going to like him. Yeah, it's like, what would you rather have? I think he's confident in himself that he's going to outsmart these police, and I think he will. I hate to say it, but I think he will.
I don't get why he's still there. Like, why haven't you left yet? Why not?
There's this perfect area. Well, and here's the other thing. Think about it. For him to take that van, he was in that. So we're going on 13 days. So he was in the Longwood Gardens area for 4 or 5 of them. And in that meantime, he had to be spotting out areas, and he spotted this business. He likely scoped it, learned what their movements were, and knew where to go to take what he took, which was the van. And he did it without being spotted. So the only reason I would think he's staying in this area is because he's spotting a way out.
And and like you said, he knows the area.
He knows it, and it's a good area for a criminal to hide. Honestly, even the police over there are saying the same thing. Like, this is tough for us. This is a needle in a haystack. He definitely has an advantage on them.
I don't know. I just feel like with all the guards they have, just pick a different area. Like, if they each pick an area and they all
What do you mean, like a
go
local
in,
area or an area within the spot he is now?
just in all of Longwood Gardens, 10 people in every couple miles, and just go
Well, that's
in.
what they did, but he's no longer in Longwood. He's no longer there. They did do that because Longwood, what the next it was, it's like a 11,000 square foot. I'm actually considering going there tomorrow. They're opening back up to the public tomorrow.
Okay.
So I was considering going there and streaming and showing everybody what the inside of it looks like because, again, a lot of crossing crannies for him to hide in. But where he's at now, it's not that easy because, again, some of this terrain, they're not equipped to even get through, which is why they brought in the military and the feds. But even with the military and feds, there's not many. It's not as many as you would think because right now, the Fed, only certain jurisdictions of the feds can even intercept and help because until he crosses state lines, this is a Pennsylvania thing. So the feds aren't even wanting to touch this yet. They can't touch this yet. And they can't just split up like you're saying at this. They can't.
Are they in fear of their life?
Out of the many officers I've spoken to, of course the FBI and the SWAT guys are not, but they're all like younger and like a game. They look like, you're playing a video game is how like built they are and all. But the state police that I've spoken to, a few of them, they told me they're scared. They told me their family's scared. One cop was a lot younger, and he was worried because he told me he's doing 12-hour shifts, and he's worried that he's not at his best after so many hours of standing there. And then he has to drive an hour and a half home, and he's exhausted. So he's worried on that aspect that he's not mentally sharp. And I said as much to him. That's really careless for them to do to these guys. It's endangering their lives. They need breaks. They need to be able to sleep. And 12 hours is too long for any human to stay on high alert. And my adrenaline's going, and I'm not in danger. Well, I'm in danger, but not like them. So I can only imagine what their adrenaline's doing. And the crash I had was real. So the crash they're going to have or possibly having while on site, But yeah, so the state police, a few of them did say, and then, like I said, the one state police officer came up to me, and you got to remember, I'm 5'4", right? I'm this young. I know, looking on the camera on landscape mode, I look like I'm this linebacker, as people are saying, but I'm not. I'm a thin, athletic built woman, and you see this small little woman in the midst of all these like newscasters and JR and Nick and all these men, and that officer came right up to me, and he literally looked me right in my eyes, like got down to my level and was like, "Do you understand the risk you are taking to your life right now? Do you understand you are putting your life in danger?" And I said, "No, I'm going to put his life in danger because I'm standing behind this motherfucker over here." Okay, my life's not, and I'm hiding behind him.
Yeah, but JLR is not much taller than you.
He has about 3 feet on me.
Really?
No, I'm lying. It's like 2 foot, maybe.
Yeah, isn't he like 5 foot? You mean inches? But isn't he like 5'5"?
Inches, sorry. Yeah. No, he can't be. If I'm 5, yeah, he's probably 5'6".
Yeah, he's short.
He's not as short as he looks on the video. He's not as bad looking as he looks. I mean, I hate to admit, he's not as bad looking as he looks in his videos either. It's weird. It was weird.
Do I need to come there and smack you?
Oh, I've had plenty of people already tell me they're coming to smack me.
I've seen him in person.
My mods are like, "Shut up, Jessica." I'm like, I'm just saying that, like, the guy has a really bad rep. And even I had to admit to him, like, I clowned all of you and Bullhorn and Molly and, I clowned you. I think you're odd. You're an odd guy. But he's not. He's not an odd guy. He's very misunderstood, Laura. And you know how that is.
I do.
He's done weird shit, but he's easy clickbait title. His name brings in views the same way yours does and mine does in my little sector. And, he's really a very nice guy. I can't stress it enough. I was shocked at how down to earth he was. He's a little narcissistic, a little egotistical, but who wouldn't be? You got 100,000 subs, you're getting all these views, and all these locals are coming up like you're a celebrity, which he's not like, arrogant about it. He actually gets bashful about that. So that's funny too. But yeah, he's not this horrible guy, and it makes me feel bad. And I hate that. I hate when I can see like a human side in people that even I've made fun of and said not kind things about, because it's easy to do that on YouTube. We see these avatars, we forget they're humans on the other side. And,
I agree.
And and it made me feel really bad. And I had to apologize to him, and I apologized to Dolly, and that's why I don't want to be on that side of things anymore, man. After going through it myself, it kills you. It shoots your self-esteem down. It makes I'm already an anxious and depressed person, and you get these people saying these horrible things about you, and they're not true to who you are, and it makes you feel like shit, and that's why I will shout it from the rooftops. JR is a very stand-up, nice guy. I don't know what he was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but the person I met is very down to earth, polite, and he's a caring person. He's nice. Do you need anything? Do you want anything?
Oh, good.
And it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't any, weird, like, flirty, like, there's nothing like that going on. You know what I mean? Don't get the wrong idea. Just like fellow YouTuber, person to person, really.
I'm not saying a word. All I'm saying is just don't forget who's who in the back of his mind. In the back of your mind. That's all. Don't go dating him. Because then I will come to Pennsylvania and beat your ass.
I want you to come anyway. Listen, he's leaving. We can steal this show, Laura. Let's go.
Shit, the way my channel's going lately, I should.
You should. How far is it for you?
Oh, it's far. I was in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I was in Pennsylvania when I drove Phoenix to school. It's like a 15-hour drive. It's far.
What about a flight? Because listen, this guy's not going. He's not leaving Pennsylvania anytime soon. He's only going in 20-minute drives away. They're not getting him anytime soon. And people are loving the coverage. They're loving and JR's leaving, and somebody has to fill his spot. And I was just demonetized. They're not even pushing me in the algorithm, man.
Why were you demonetized?
Because I did a Kelly Clark short, and it got like 30K views in like 2 days, and my channel doesn't get those views. Next thing you know, I got hit with the reused content, which does not mean I stole a video. I transformed the video. Reused content means a lot of things. And they took it away. So they're not even pushing me in the algorithm, man. I'm depressed about it. I'm looking at JR's footage. It's like 20,000 people. And I'm like, I'm closer. I got better view. I got the same information, but they're not putting me in the algorithm. And I hate it. Makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to give up.
I haven't been the algorithm in forever.
You come up from, I'm sub though.
Yeah, you're sub.
You know what drives me nuts, Lauren? When my own hate channels come up in my algorithm, fuck you, YouTube. You're pushing out my hate channels with my name, but you won't put my name out there?
Yep.
I mean, all these people that are clowning me right now and taking all these random women's from the footage and saying, oh, that's Granny, look at her, she's 300 pounds. I'm 130 pounds. I'm athletic built. These aren't, you're like tearing these women apart that aren't even me, but they're putting my name, they're hashtagging my name, and they're going in the algorithm.
Yep. I totally agree.
I hate it, man. I hate it.
I think I'm changing my name.
Lesson learned not to depend on YouTube money either, because that screwed me over too. I'm like at depressed zone. You know what I mean? This sucks.
I think I am changing my name back, because that's one thing that's hurt my channel really bad. And
it has.
And I did
when you came up for me, I'm like, who the fuck is obnoxiously? I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, it really hurt my channel. So I
would change your name back. I would get a flight to Pennsylvania, come meet up with me, and let's go take over the show. I'm serious. You've got people that will help you catch that flight. Hotels are cheap. I'll split it. We'll get double bed and
what part of Pennsylvania? What part of Pennsylvania is it?
It's Chester Springs. You can fly right into Philadelphia Airport. I'll pick you up. I got the car. You don't need to rent a car unless you want to, and I'm being dead ass serious.
Let's see.
JRR's going out. He's moving out, and Nick's great, but he doesn't talk.
He just got out of jail. Like literally just
I know.
Out of jail.
So if I may, again, be the compassionate human I've become over the summer, I'm no longer the raging asshole I was. I took a lot of time off and sought, I redid my step work and got back into who I really am before YouTube made me the monster I was originally calling out. I know of Nick from being local, and I will leave it with this. These police are corrupt. And I don't believe Nick faked anything. I believe that was all real, and the police were protecting each other. And what better to throw under than this little piece of shit that keeps getting better coverage on cases than they are?
Okay. By the way, a plane is out of the question. A plane to go tomorrow is $700.
We can't come up with that?
$700 just to fly there? No.
Between my channel and your channel?
Not unless people start donating.
I think we could. Drop your Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I'll go post on my channel if you're serious. I know people don't want me here alone. JR is leaving. I think people would love to know that I am in good company, and you've always tried to mother me anyway, you son of a bitch, so I think they would like it. I used to get so annoyed. You come on, but you were right. You were so right.
I try to warn you.
And then listen, you know what's even good about that? The same way now the haters will have double to talk. Oh, perplexed and Granny's watching. But they'll be hating the whole time. It'll be great. It'll be great coverage for us. Get you back in the spotlight in a positive way. You want to go back to the true crime, but the drama keeps bringing you back because drama is easy. And, the true crime, even right now, I'm getting like 230 people. If I went live and did drama on this, I'd get 500 people easily.
Yeah.
It's humbling. You got to re-humble yourself. But I think this would be big for you. Your channel grew off the true crime. People appreciate the true crime work you do, and they want you back in it. And this is a great case that's getting national coverage, and I think it'd be great for you and your channel. And it'll bring you back to what you originally wanted, Laura. You know what I mean? What your original goals were.
All right. So
I'm going to drop you my number in the private chat, and if you're serious, let me know, and I'm willing to help, and I'm willing to have people on my channel help.
All right. Hold on. What are the hotels in the area?
We got Comfort Inn. It's where I stayed last night. It was pretty relatively cheap.
Oh, hold on.
If you type in, I think I was in Exton or Phoenixville last night, but they're not expensive. And then I don't want to be that far off the scene, so up that area, Chester Springs. I think Chester Springs might have raised theirs. Pottstown raised their hotels a little more because they're taking advantage of the news being there right now. But going outside that perimeter about 10, 15 minutes is back to your cheap little 39 a night. 75, I think, was 70 is what my subscribers helped me find last night.
Where the hell are they finding that? Because I'm seeing
Comfort Inn.
Cheapest I'm finding is Hammock Inn and Suites in Exton, King of Prussia. 79.
No, King of Prussia is too far. Type in God, where was I? I think I was in, I don't even know, it's how tired I was. Where did I come from this morning? It was 20-minute drive there. It was 10-minute drive there. Comfort Inn, that's all I know. I was 70 a night, and that was 2 queens.
Is it New Holland? Oh, Chester?
Chester Springs.
There's a Comfort.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, but they do it every time. I tell them it's a problem, but they acting like it's fine.
Thank you, Tony. Why didn't you cash app me that? Silly? You should have cash apped that.
I know, YouTube takes that heavy cut, guys. You're giving money to YouTube. Multi-millionaire company.
You just killed me with that.
Phoenixville. So, wait, was that Phoenixville I was in? No.
Not that I'm not appreciative, Tony. I'm just saying, I wish you would have cash app that. right. Is it by the airport? Because there's a Comfort Inn Philly International Airport.
No, hold on. I'm gonna ask. It had to be. It had to be in Phoenixville. That's the only place I can think of. I drove through Exton. It was Phoenixville, Exton. It was Comfort Inn. I've been receiving, going live and all, I've been receiving a lot of very generous donations, so.
Hold on.
I'm blessed to have an amazing community of people that are truly encouraging me and supporting me and cheering me on to get out of the drama. And that's amazing. When you meet people, members, subscribers that care about you as a person and support you as a person, what a blessing. I can't see your chat for some reason.
Because I'm not
I want to see
using
encouraging words.
StreamYards. Because I'm not using StreamYards. I mean, I have you on
That's why he kept saying to me, it kept telling me to link up a thing. And I'm like, what do you mean, link a thing?
Yeah, because I'm not on StreamYard. I mean, I am on StreamYards, but I'm not. All right, hold on.
50-50, but we got haters, Laura. Ignore the haters.
All right. So, my luck.
One, he's not being held hostage.
My luck.
He is
I'm going to get there tomorrow afternoon, and he's going to be fucking caught already. That's going to be my luck.
You think so?
Totally going to be my luck.
I don't think they're getting this guy. That means, let me ask people that are there what they're thinking. He went home, man. He drove all the way here, sat at Longwood Gardens, had the weirdest panel I've ever witnessed, and then drove all the way home instead of taking the 20 minutes to where he was at. I'm like, why would you do that?
What's the weather there?
It's beautiful. It's like, it gets a little hot. It gets to be a little, 80, but in the mornings it's about 70, chilly. At nighttime it gets back to chilly, 70s. But I'm a summer lover, so I get chilly at 70. I don't know what your weather is.
Hey, Dayton. That is Dayton. Let me see.
I like how the views went up since we started talking about this. Assholes.
Wait,
We're gonna break the interwebs. Hey, Dad, thank you.
Would you care if I went away for 2 days?
No.
What?
No.
Because I may go away tomorrow.
Where?
Pennsylvania.
Damn. For only 2 days? Shit, you might as well go for
2
a
days.
week.
What?
Might as well go for a
He's
week.
trying to get rid of you.
You can't go to Pennsylvania. That's like 18 hours away for 2 days.
I'm flying, not driving.
Who's flying you out?
Frontier?
Who the fuck is that?
Frontier Airlines?
They just gave you a free ticket?
No.
Then what do you mean?
We're gonna pull together as a community here.
I don't care. 2
You're
days.
going to be away for 2 days?
2 days is kind of short though, no?
I can't be away. You have to go to the doctor Monday.
On Monday? It's Tuesday. You got a week.
You're not staying alone for a week.
You can go for like 4 days.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'll throw a Halloween party while you're gone.
I'm sure you will.
I will.
I'm sure you will.
But
No, I'm not leaving you alone for more than like 2 days.
why? I'm 15.
So?
Almost 16. I feel like I could get a little more trust.
No.
Oh, shit.
That's where the trust gets lost when they try to convince you like that.
You're 6'5", but you're still a kid. Now, you could stay at Aiden's for 2 days.
What if I don't want to stay at Aiden's?
You're gonna stay at Aiden's.
Why?
Because you shouldn't be alone.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'll stay here.
No, you stay at Aiden's.
No, I'll stay here.
No, you stay at
You're
Aiden's.
leaving tomorrow.
And?
I'll stay here.
You stay at Aiden's.
No. I
Yes.
can stay here. It's 2 days. It's not a week.
So you still stay at Aiden's. What if the boogeyman comes?
Oh no.
There's a killer on the loose.
Oh no.
And maybe he's coming to Alabama.
I'm terrified.
You should be.
I'm so genuinely scared. What will I do?
Aaron, right?
What did Aaron say?
Said my son is 6'6", 20 years old, still my baby.
No.
I'm gonna jump down for a minute. I'm gonna make a phone call and see what the guys that are there think. If they think
Alright.
he's gonna be, and then I'll jump back on.
Wait. Hold on. Let me find StreamYard for a second. Where'd you go?
Oh yeah, I put my number in the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you mine. What? Why I keep losing it? Alright. Oh, I can't even see it. Oh wait, there it is.
No?
Alright, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you mine. Whoop. Alright.
Got it. Wait, well, not screenshot. There it is. All right, let me jump down and make a few phone calls, and I'll jump right back up and let you know
Alright,
what they're
find
thinking.
out about the
All right.
hotel.
What?
Find out about the hotel.
Yeah, I'll find out. All right,
Alright, bye.
bye.
Alright. Yeah, I know, right? He's 5 feet tall and 120 pounds. Look out. So 60% of people in here say stay home. 40% said go.
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't gotten any cash apps to go. So let's see what the news is saying. News isn't saying anything.
Why are you so hesitant?
What?
Why so hesitant on going?
What do you mean why so hesitant?
On going.
Because?
Just go.
Chopper returns at 5:45.
Jason, I already know how to fight.
To be firsthand, just to see everything, Jason.
Dude, I see why you're trying to leave. You want the Chester County killer to come get me.
No, he's in Chester County.
That's in Bama. Not mine, I don't know where that is.
I just want to see it firsthand. I want to see what he's actually exploring. This guy has managed to escape for 14 days. They have every police officer in the universe looking for him.
I recommend you should go.
And he's hiding in these woods. And he's managed to do it for 13 days already. I think so too, Johnny. But I don't see any donations. Let's check PayPal. Do. Nope. Nothing there. Try the other PayPal. But nope. Nothing there. Without donations, not going. So, yeah. So if I can raise the money to go, I'll book a flight. But without raising the money to go, not booking a flight. Too much money. Too much money. I mean, it would be good coverage, and I would love to see it firsthand, but there's no way I'm affording it on my own. I pay donations, deal work with moderate, what? Trying to do your PayPal. I have 2 PayPals, not just one. All right, let me take a look and see if anybody has anything new other than the aerial. Bear with me. Oh, hold on. I forgot where I was for a second. Oh, look who just came up. This recovery addict person. 12,000 people watching.
Building across from the firehouse, 724 on Klein Avenue. Suspicious condition, the sliding glass door on the second floor. Caller notice was opened approximately 10 minutes ago.
Yes, Weather Watch was on the Trial Daddy's calendar.
Have guys like taken over true crime or something? Like for real? Why does this guy have 12,000 people? See, this is the shit I don't understand. This guy couldn't break 1,000 views 2 weeks ago. Now he's got 12,000 people in his live. Make it make sense. He's like the drunk turkeys. Unbelievable. People make the least effort who are getting all the views, all the it's crazy. It's like, why does this guy have 12,000 people watching him? He literally could not make more than a couple thousand views before this case. And now, boom. I don't know, this recovery addict? He's got crazy views on this case. And right before that, 1,000. Live coverage. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. 800. Like, what the fuck? Now he's got 86,000, 64,000, 50,000. What the fuck? Hey, Laura Lulu. No, I don't think he's in Pennsylvania. I don't believe he is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Hang on, I'm scoping around. I don't know. He's a coin collector. He collects gold coins or some shit. Metal detector. That's his whole Instagram, metal detector. So he's one of those like nerdy dudes. Happy birthday, Jay. 27.
We went to Petco, Target, Chipotle, Crumble Cookie.
Yeah, he's like a metal detector dude. He's in North Carolina.
No, she wanted to go see some fucking cats or something. So okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly put him top priority for crime coverage, but okay.
Definitely not unheard of.
Hold on.
That's what I smoke.
Maybe get some insight. Someone just mentioned him though. That's why I'm curious.
What? You gotta chill the fuck out, bro. It's crazy. What? Like her butthole? What the fuck is... Ew!
I heard Discord notifications. I don't see any though. It's a trick. First thing, go back to perplexed. Don't forget. I won't forget. See, here's the thing. This is my issue with going out there. I don't know if I'm going to end up in the algorithm, if my audience is going to care. And I don't want to make it a completely wasted trip. That's my problem.
Huh? You know, what am I doing? Locked in. Yeah, facts. Locked in. I'm gonna block her right now.
That's my only issue. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm going to get off though. I'll be back on in a little while. But I got to get some shit done. Ooh. You need a different twist than Nick and JLR. Oh, always. But I'm just saying though, like I don't know if I can't even raise money to go, then I'm not going to make money going. Meaning that I'm still not going to be in the algorithm. So I don't know. I have to think about it. Huh. I don't know. I'll talk to people. But I'm going to call Jess. I'm going to talk to her. And like I said, my luck, they'll catch them. That'd be my luck. But we'll see who else is out there. Whoop. But I'll be back. I finally got some shit out of my hair. But I'll be back later. I'll talk to you guys later. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. But yeah, I'll be back in a few hours. Let me get some stuff done. All right? All right? I'll see you.